Peter again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7 here with the Team Magic E5HX. Now this little guy is awesome. From the videos I've seen of it running around, it looks like a little weapon. There's been a few Team Magic trucks, but this is definitely my first Team Magic RC. They don't just do monster trucks, I believe they do drift cars as well. Now this guy comes in different colours. Obviously I've got the green one, but it also comes in orange, red and blue as well. Now if you want to go check it out, I'll leave the link down below. Gearbest sent me this for review, so it's just updated on their site, which is awesome. I'm glad they're getting some of these brand named trucks in. Now just from looking at this, it looks so cool. It's got 5 LEDs at the front there, and also 4 at the back, 2 orange and 2 red. I think this looks awesome. The actual styling of it is really aggressive. I like this body, I like the whole thing about it, and yeah, very impressed. Now I really can't wait to test this guy out, but in this video, if you've followed my series for a while, I'll unbox it, give you a good in-depth look what you get, and overview of the car itself. Stick around guys, hope you enjoy the video. Happy days. Alright, here is the Team Magic E5HX ready to run 1/10 scale racing monster truck. Now this is the first Team Magic RC car I've ever had, and I have seen some of the other the E6 I believe, and some of their drift cars, and they certainly look good. Now like always, let's have a quick look around the box. Comes in 4 colours, which is nice: red, green, blue and orange, and I obviously have the green one here. Now on this side we have all the information about the car, a few specs down here. We'll go through these later on, but the main thing is comes with a 4,400 kV 3660 brushless motor and a Hobby Wing 80 amp ESC, which is rated up to 2S and 3S LiPo, and that is waterproof as well. It also does come with a Savox waterproof steering servo, so that is very nice. Like always, enough of that, let's go see what we get inside. Okay, quite nice instruction manual here. It is in colour, which is nice to see. Basics, do's and don'ts, what the car requires. It is RTR, but not like a full RTR. You could say you still need the AA batteries for your transmitter. You also need a LiPo for the car and a LiPo charger as well. You also your basic setup of the car, how to actually drive it. You know, you turn that left and right. Gives us a nice detailed overview of the ESC and what different ones there are. Obviously we have the Max 1080 amp 3S version there. Now, good thing about this being a real Hobby Wing ESC is that you can actually program into different settings here. So obviously you've got your different types of running modes, forward and reverse, or just forward and brake. You can have your LiPo cells be auto calibrated, which it is standard. That's all these black ones are what it is currently, or you can have it just on 2S or 3S. LiPo cutoff, disabled, auto low, auto intermediate and auto high. You've got your thermal protection, You also have your thermal protection, your motor protection, your motor rotation, so you can obviously rotate it the other way if you would like. The BEC voltage, which is 6 volts. The max brake force, so you got 12.5, 25, 37.5, 50, 62, 75, 87, 100 and disabled. And we can see it's at 75%. Now, I've seen Vash from Aussie RC Playground, and he was saying that that is far too much. So, yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind putting that down a few notches. Max reverse force, 25 or 50. Start mode, so its punch mode is on level 3, and the drag brake is at 0%. Always very nice exploded views of all the individual parts and components. There we go there. And the nice detailed part list as well. Nice optional parts list that you can get for this. Machined metal spur gear, that looks pretty cool. A few nice parts there. Pamphlet about the tyres and wheels, but yeah, can't read any of that. A small piece of mesh, it's very, very fine, if I can pick that up there. And what that does, it goes over the ESC, I think, to prevent any major like rocks or sand, or if you're going through snow and all that, or mud even, to get into the ESC. I think it's just a way to prevent that from happening or causing any issues. So, dust filter assembly, there we go. You also get some preload clips because the shocks are not threaded bodies, and a good old 4-way spanner or wrench. Now here is your 2x4 GHz FHSS 3-channel radio system. Most importantly, it only takes 4 AA batteries is what we want to see. Nice stubby antenna there so nothing can break off. Also has a nice rubber coating on the steering wheel here. Power switch, steering and reverse buttons there. You have your dual rate up there as well, and your trim or EPA, and you also have your forward and 3-channel switch there as well. Okay, now let's get into the car, and as you can see, you need to attach the wheels. I was going to say the box is very compact. Okay, first and foremost, even without the wheels and tyres on, this body looks really cool. I like that styling, looks really aggressive, and definitely Team Magic are known for their really nice bodies, that's for sure. Let's have a look at the quality of the Lexan. It is very nice, and it is very thin, that's for sure. You can fold that very nicely. I guess in a way that is good because it will flex and bend in an accident. It won't just crack if it's too rigid, which is, you know, nice to see. But yeah, I guess it's in your own opinion, but I think that body looks really cool. Now before I put the wheels on, let's get a closer look at the hubs and the suspension setup. Okay, so as you can see, we have pillow ball suspension on all 4 corners. Very nice design, gives for a very smooth travel, and there is adjustability there as well. Now the drive shafts up front, they are all 4mm, but at the front here we have CVD, whereas the back we just have your traditional dog bone style. Now here we have 14mm hubs here for your wheels and tyres, and your just generic style smaller nut. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get some options for this so you can put different size tyres and wheels on there. Now before I put the wheels and tyres on, we might as well just have a closer look at this suspension setup. We have 16mm plastic bodied shocks here. They are huge with 4mm shafts. You got your generic style preload clips to change the spring rate or the actual weight of that spring. Now for factory, it feels very nice. The dampening there is excellent, but we'll get a better feel of it when we put the wheels and tyres on. Now the shock towers are 4mm thick, and they also have 3 levels of adjustment to up there, both for the front and the rear. Now for the A-arms, we have only 2 positions to adjust. Now I forgot to mention that you also get a set of stickers, and they go on the end plates for the rear wing. Let's go put them on now. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so there we go. Wheels and tyres are all on, and yeah, once they're on, that suspension just feels fantastic. So smooth, the right amount of dampening there, but I guess the ultimate test is when we actually take it out in the track. Okay, let's start on this side of the car. First up here we have our waterproof receiver box. Everything is nicely packed in there, so no water can ingress into that nice little box there. Here we have our on and off switch for the receiver, for the actual ESC, and that it has a nice rubber boot on there as well. Moving up here we have our 4400 kV motor, and it's a bit weird. On the box this motor says that it is actually a BL3660, but this is actually a BL3650, so the 50 is actual length of the can of the motor. Now as you can see, it does have a lot of adjustments, and very easy, mind you, to get to that as well. So sliding out, putting different size pinions on there seems to be very easily, and yeah, not hard at all. You're seeing here that we have a pinion gear and a spur gear, and the good thing about them, they are both metal, so the longevity of that should be right up there. Now as we can see here, we have our 15 kilo Savox servo, so it's got a name brand servo in there, which is really cool to see. 15 kilos, it is waterproof, and the funny thing is, there's a little hatch under here which actually take off to kind of get to the steering horn and all that. Now here we have our adjustable servo saver as well, so any big hits, hopefully that'll take the full brunt of the force and not rip out the metal gears in your Savox servo. Now I haven't seen this before on any other car. It's got this, like, I guess a bank of ports here where it's got your your steering servo cable, your front LED cables, your rear LED cables, and several other wires going into this hub here. You've got one spare channel there as well. And what's really nice about it is they've routed the wires into this channel underneath there. That's a very nice touch. So there's no loose wires or anything in the chassis to get hit up in the gears here or in the center spur gear. That's yeah, I really like that. Next up here we have our 80 amp Hobby Wing ESC. Looks very nice, and this little shroud up here is where you put this piece of, sorry about the light, this piece of mesh here on top there to stop any ingress of mud or snow or anything else that you don't want to go into the top of that fan there. Now this ESC is rated up to 2S and 3S of power. It is only 80 amps and you only got a 4,400 kV motor, so that's screaming. Now while we're on this side, the center spur gear obviously have a front and rear drive shaft. It is very thick, it is dog boned, and it is 4mm as well. Now battery tray has traditional style Velcro straps, and the battery connector is a Dean style plug. I've got a 3S battery here that we'll see. It looks like a generic lengthwise to fit a battery, but the width looks a bit limiting. So yeah, as you can see, I can't fit this traditionally lying down. I have to stand the battery up like this in order for that to fit. No big deal. We'll settle this up here and turn it on because I would like to see the front and rear LEDs. So there we go, it's in there very tightly as well. Haven't really ratcheted them down heaps, but that's very secure. So as you can see, it has rear LEDs, but not just red, it's got nice orange ones as well, so that's a nice touch. Very bright. And at the front you have 3 white LEDs, and they might be coming up orange on the camera, but you also have 1 red on either side flanking the bumper bar here. So a total of 5 at the front and 4 at the back. Very nice. Now one thing I've had issues when I've had LED lights in bumpers is the cable is too short, and when you have an accident it kind of bends this bumper and pushes that cable too far. As you can see there, you see if you pull it too much, the kind of wires get a little bit frayed or pulled, and they can easily come out. So hopefully there's a long enough wire. There seems to be. We can always push this a little bit forward to give it more room up front. There we go. So it does have a bit more space, because with the JLB Cheetah it's tight as back there, and at the back that's not going to be that much of an issue because it's all connected to this center or the rear wing mount there. Now talking about the bumpers, they do feel nice. They are quite pliable and flexible, so they won't just break on an impact. They do look very aggressive. I do like the actual design of them. Now the rear wing is very flexible like that, which is good because you're going to be, well, I think I'm going to be hitting this quite regularly, so it's good to see that it's made from some very nice plastic and won't just snap. Now it also does have a wheelie bar, and it is adjustable, which is very cool. You can obviously adjust the position of the angle on which you want this to hit the ground, and I think that's a really nice touch. This rear wheel has actually ball bearings in there as well, so it will definitely glide nice and smoothly. Both your front and rear body posts are plastic, and they both are height adjustable as well. Now one thing about this chassis, there is no aluminium or metal at all. It has this kind of stepped in chassis where the center is higher, I guess, very similar to the Bison is. It's all plastic. There is not one Phillips head screw in sight, which is excellent. They're all Allen keys or hex head, and like I mentioned before, all the A-arms or the bottom A-arms duplicates. They're just kind of spun the other way around, so it's good for spare parts as well. But everything seems very nicely built. It's like a tub style chassis here, but I don't see any issues with things getting hung up on here as well. It's yeah, seems like a nice design, and even though it's not aluminium, it seems very strong. Now we can see the areas that do need strengthening have, like for the suspension pins, have these aluminium carriers there, front and the back as well. Now following along the chassis, as I said, it's kind of a tub design, which will increase the rigidity just by how the design of that is. It also does have a central chassis brace that runs from the back all the way to the rear. That's where the actual ESC is mounted to. Now the suspension definitely is long travel, and these suspension arms are quite long as well. It does have adjustable turnbuckles front and rear, so it has a slight amount of adjustments, but apart from that and the suspension mountings, 3 up the top and 2 at the bottom, that is all there is. Now I think the longevity of this actual drivetrain should be fine because it does have a metal pinion, metal spur gear in the center here, and all metal front and rear differentials, solid 4mm thick front and rear drive shafts, with front being CVDs and the rear being the traditional dog bone style. Obviously full ball bearings all out, huge 16mm bore plastic board shocks here with 4mm shafts. So this whole package just looks really awesome. Looks like it's going to take a beating. And if you guys want to see running videos of this, go check out Aussie RC Playground. Vass has done some running with this as well. He has some of the older models as well, and it looks like it takes a beating, and he certainly loves them, and which is good because he's not light on his cars either, so just like I am. So really happy to see that they do hold up, but I'll certainly be taking this down to the skate bowl. Now with this body on, it certainly looks like a beast. Definitely one of my favourite looking ready to run monster trucks. And when the body on, the switch is very easy to get on the side here, so you don't need to be fumbling around trying to find the on and off switch. It's very easy to find just here. Now guys, I hope you enjoyed the unboxing and in-depth look at the Team Magic E5HX 1/10 scale monster truck. Very cool. I'm very excited to get my first Team Magic truck. There are 4 different colours. Obviously I've got the green one here. I'll leave the link down in the description box for you to go check it out. Any questions, you know where to leave them. If you like it, give it a good old thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It's for free. Heaps and heaps of content coming up in the near future, and especially speed test and running of this bad boy. Thanks a lot guys. Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.